Okay, so King Viserys in House of the Dragon is actually one of the most complicated characters in the show. Though on the surface he seems like a king who simply seeks peace, there's far more going on with him. During the Happy Sad Confused podcast, Paddy Considine discussed his portrayal of the king in depth, and I think it was a completely eye-opening interview that went into what really motivated the character. Throughout this video, we're going to be breaking down what was said and how it makes Viserys even more interesting. Now, there will be full spoilers for what happens to the king, so if you haven't seen episode 8 of House of the Dragon, then I recommend that you turn off now. Hit the thumbs up button to give us your favour, and pledge allegiance to our house by hitting subscribe. With out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into our King Viserys video. Now, in order to understand the secret that Viserys carried, I think we have to hear it from the man himself. To give some context to this, he's talking about what he took from the king, and also a deleted scene that had his reaction to her death in the immediate aftermath of it.
You've been very kind in talking about the director and the creators and the writers and your fellow actors. And I want to get the pronunciation of her name right. Sean Brooke, is that how you pronounce her name?
Yeah, Sean Brooke, yeah.
Who you've been saying, like, that's the key to the character for you, is the loss of that character. Yeah. That really casts a shadow, and down to his dying breath. And that was clear to you from the start. This was going to be the inciting incident, or the incident that would really just cast a shadow over the rest of his life.
Yeah, I understood what that event did to him. I had an idea what it did to him, but because you take on a character, and I'm talking about acting so naff and pretentious. You go on a journey, and because I've directed as well, when I direct, I'm very open to things moving, you know. Like the first film I wrote and directed, Tyrannosaur, it was scripted. It wasn't an improvised film, it was scripted, and they stuck to the script. But ideas came and went in it, new avenues opened as we were making it. And I was never afraid to explore those possibilities. And I think I'm like that as an actor as well, particularly when you're living with a character for a really long period of time. So what I'm saying is, you're receptive. I'm very receptive to things and people and events. So when I knew that the death of Emma would devastate Viserys, but until we shot it, and I worked with Sean for what was just a few days, and I think what determined it was because what we shot was 10 times more brutal than what you saw, and he was 10 times more devastated than what you saw. I mean, he was inconsolable. He was absolutely distraught. And there was a scene that didn't make the cut where I'm sitting on the bed, there's blood on the bed, and I've got the dagger, and one of the maesters brings, I don't know if he brings Balon to me, and I can't even look at him. Or I think the thing was, he comes to tell me that actually Balon hasn't lived. And so Viserys was hit with this double whack of devastation of his wife, and then the kid, you know, his son. And then there was this sense of like, you know, like that cruel twist of fate of like, I'm not surprised. You know, I'm not surprised.
Resignation, but just like amused resignation. Yeah.
Yeah, and they cut it, and probably rightly so, because it just cuts them to the funeral pyre. And that's probably the right choice, really. But it was just the impact of those scenes, the amount of emotion that we put into it, and the amount of effort and emotion that Sean put into it. There was such long, hard days filming, and she left such an impression with her work, even in the more tender scenes, that she left a kind of imprint everywhere. And she left this impression on me. Yeah. And it just changed the course of how I played the character. I just went, this is it. This is the thing that this man carries for the rest of his life. And this is the thing that he can't get over. And my secret then became, you know, when she's burning, it's like, I don't want to live anymore. So when he's starting to get these injuries from the throne, and he's starting to get this kind of, you know, the stuff on his back, the blistering on his back. When it starts to develop into something else, he doesn't care, because, you know, if you look at the story, he doesn't ask the maesters for a cure. He's not scared. He's not going, help me, my arm's falling off. It's everybody else going, let's try the leeches, let's try this. Oh, there's an old technique. He's not. He's just silently accepting his fate by way of punishment for what he put his wife through in those final moments. And that's how that those days with Sean changed the way that I went about the character, because secretly I just went, this is a love story, and one day he'll be reunited.
So that explains the real tragedy of Viserys, and that he died along with his wife. I love the section about him refusing to accept any healing because he has no interest in being saved and just wants to be with his love. Him constantly thinking of her is also something that we see throughout the series too, and there are a number of indicators towards this secret. Firstly, Viserys clearly cares more about Rhaenyra than he does the rest of his family. He constantly downplays them and talks about how she's his daughter and definitely the favourite. When we see Aegon riding out to his coronation, he finds it hard to believe his father named him the heir because he didn't think he cared about him. He of course also doesn't change the heir at any point, even in the wake of having a son. Men were seen as the ones that should lead, but him still holding his daughter as the heir shows that he didn't want to hand power over to Alicent's side. It also cements the kind of relationship that they had, and Rhaenyra being Emma's daughter hammers home the idea that this is who he viewed as being his true wife. In the most epic walk of all time, Viserys hobbles to the Iron Throne in order to claim that Lucerys will remain the heir of Driftmark. When it came to Aemon getting his eye slashed out, he didn't give a f***, but he's willing to do this just to protect his daughter and also her children. At this point, Viserys was heavily medicated with milk of the poppy, but he even turned this down from Otto just to carry this out. The character would have been in so much pain, but he put himself through that in order to sit on the throne. Even earlier in the season, when he's alone in his room and the rats are closing in, he also plays with a ring before slipping it onto his finger. We get a brief look at this, and it has the House of Aaron's sigil on it. This is the house that Emma comes from, and the ring would have belonged to her when she was alive. Him kissing this shows he hasn't let go, and still thinks about her when he's alone at night. Episode 9 even showed that he and Alicent didn't sleep in the same room, as when she's told of his death, she's in her own bed. The book goes into detail on this, and Alicent slept in the Queen's chamber for most of their marriage, whereas he and Emma would share the same room. On top of this, at Driftmark, when going to bed, Viserys calls Alicent Emma.
I'm going to bed, Emma.
This shows that he's still living in this moment where he's with her, and he's literally now rotting away from the inside without having her love. Viserys' love clearly lasts from this point onwards, all the way to his final few moments as well, and when discussing his death, Paddy said this.
So by the final scene, when he's lying on the bed, and all I had in my head was that he reaches up and touches her face. And then I improvised that moment where I say, my love. And the beautiful thing as well about that episode was that they just picked up every nuance. You give good work to people and they don't see it. They don't see the little moments. They don't see the crown falling off the head and use it. You know, they stop and go again. Whereas the accidents are where beautiful things happen. And Gita allowed for these things to happen. And not only that, put them in, put these little nuances in, put those moments in. And I was really grateful because, you know, a lot of your performance too depends on the work of everybody else and the choices they make in the edit. And I can say with my hand on my heart that I thought the choices they made were fantastic.
So now we know this all makes sense as to why Viserys' arc went the way it did. In the source material, he was a much jollier character and didn't carry the disease that he has in the show. Here though, it's very much his soul rotting away, manifesting physically on the surface. He doesn't care about losing everything, as to him, he doesn't really have anything left. He still sits in his room thinking of his deceased wife at night, and in his final moments reaches out to Emma. Now though this exchange is between him and Alicent, he thinks it's Rhaenyra, and therefore it actually adds more weight to him reaching out to her instead. At no point is he panicking and asking to see Alicent for the last time, because in his mind he's with the people that matter. He believes he's with Rhaenyra, and he starts to see Emma as he goes, which to him is who his true family is. Gives so much more to what Paddy does with the character, and I can't wait to rewatch the season with this in mind. Obviously, Happy, Sad, Confused helped me massively when it came to making the video, and it's such a good podcast that I definitely think you should check out. I just want to do a really quick plug for this amazing shirt we're selling at Zero Edition. On it, you'll see a depiction of the painted table, which outlines the entirety of Westeros. But wait, there's more! If you use the augmented reality app on your phone, then guess what happens? An AR dragon comes in and burns up the entire map to reveal more details. This brings out new things like names, terrain, and you've got a f***ing dragon floating around setting fire to shit. Now the shirt is selling like Dracarys cake, so if you want some cool clothing, and to celebrate that a Game of Thrones prequel saved the show, then this is the shirt for you. Such a cool combo with the AR app as well that makes this one of a kind. Link to it is in the description and pinned comments, so support the channel and get some awesome merch, you son of a bitch. If you want something else to watch, make sure you check out our breakdown of Rhaenyra, which will be linked on screen right now. We go over everything you need to know about the character, including her part in the show, and where things will be going if we look at the book. If not, then thanks for sticking through the video. I've been Paul, I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.